Hi guys. Now, you've got to ask yourself, why is the world like it is? And of course, we know the world is a deceitful place, like I've just said in my previous videos and many other videos. Everything is a lie, And I think, well, most things are a lie. And I think even once, when you've been lied to, is enough, right? That must be enough. That must be a wake up call for anything, and that's when you should start questioning everything. You know, because unless you've seen it with your own eyes, it's very hard to see if you've been deceived or not. Because what we see on a small computer screen or a TV screen, or like I like to call them the black mirrors, the residuals, which I don't think are new. I think this has all happened before. And this has definitely all happened before. I think the technology we're using is old technology. I think the technology has been around for a lot longer than what we're told, and they just drip feed us the technology, and it is a lot more advanced than what we're told. Makes you wonder why things run so smoothly, like the TVs. The TV came out around about the same time, it became very mainstream around about the same time as the moon landing. Perfect timing. 9/11 happened, the internet came out, perfect timing. And I think 9/11 was like a fishing net exercise. And this is where things get very interesting, guys. Now, you have the internet, and they call it the World Wide Web. Now, www, you tilt the W on this side. What have you got? The free. Interesting that. Or you can tilt one of the W's at the end, and then what have you got? WW3, World War III. Very interesting. If there's going to be a World War III, I don't know. I'd say at some point there probably will be. I mean, they're definitely preparing us for something, and it could be literally around the corner. We don't know how it goes. Maybe there'll be a big shock, a big twist, And it's called the net, and they call it the web. Now, what do you do with a web? Well, or a net? You trap people. So it's kind of like a trap internet into the net. Into the net you go, and we are into the net, if that makes sense. So it is a trap, really. And what I think they're doing at the moment is they're collecting data from us lot, the truthers and everyone that uses the internet, really. They're collecting data, storing it, and if they get away with their plans, which we need to stop, then that data will be used against us. And but what I mean by that is, if they bring in this social credit system, it'll be linked to the profiles that you've used, your Facebook, your Google. You can see where it's all going, and they're pushing this ID bullshit. You've got Katie Price pushing it because using the excuse of her son being bullied, so she wants the trolls to have ID to log in, facial recognition. You can see where it's all going, guys, and it'll be all linked to this. And I've talked about the social credit system. It's linked to the smart grid, where you're rated and judged on everything you do, your behaviour, everything. If you speak out against the government, well, you get points taken off you, reducted off you. And if you get a low number of points, well, you have limited access to basic things. And that's a dystopia we're moving into. And it kind of lines in with the Georgia Guidestones. It says something along the lines of social balance human rights with social duties, or something like that. That's one of the commandments. So yeah, you can see where it's going all. And of course, democracy, demon crisis is a better word. Demon crisis, democracy, is an illusion for freedom. It's not freedom. It never has been. It was a setup. It's all a setup. And the same people that run North Korea run our countries as well. The same people that are pulling all the strings, real powers that are hiding in the shadows, are running every single country in this world. and pulling the strings on all. And it's run by the same people. So you think about that, the same people that were in North Korea, in communist China, are the same people that are running our countries. It's no different. It's all a setup, a big setup. And isn't it weird now how the governments are being exposed? You know, you've got they really are the media now are pushing. Now they started pushing the lab bullshit, aren't they? Which is a load of bollocks because it doesn't exist. The CV is not real. It didn't come from a lab. It didn't come from anywhere. It come from the TV, and that's it. The propaganda machine. But it was official. It's all what's taking place now is it's all been exposed, which is good. The Israel's been exposed. The government in the UK have been exposed. Boris Johnson, Matt Hancock, Chris Whitty, and all Patrick Vallance, and all these people. And in the United States, you've got Dr. Fauci, or should I say, IC fraud, in his anagram, being exposed. And this is meant to happen for them. They want this to happen because what they want to do, they want all governments to be exposed so they can be dissolved and erased and replaced with a new system. And that's how the dictators come in around the world, the dictatorships. We see it in so many predictive programmings, from V for Vendetta, which is set in the UK. I'm going to talk about the UK in a minute because this is interesting. You guys are going to... It's another perspective on what could happen. We've got to take into what could happen in the future. We've got to be prepared because it could go many different ways. We don't know. V for Vendetta, which predicts the United Kingdom and the rest of the world, I suppose, being a communist dictatorship. The same for Brave New World in 1984, which is all set in the UK. Now, I'm going to talk about Britain. I have a theory that they want it around the world, but if they're probably going to play all this first. They're going to bring in some new dictators to the countries, and I think you know how it's all scripted, of course, the wars and everything. But you know how Japan and Germany were against the United States and all the allies in World War II, and now they're on their side. They switch sides. Russia and China switch sides. I think the UK is going to switch sides. I don't think it's a possibility, I suppose, because I think they're going to expose this government, get rid of this government, get rid of the royal family, and replace it. Kind of like what happened in Russia, what happened in China. Replace the royal family with a communist dictator, and then Britain turns itself against the United States and even the EU. I mean, it's having disputes with the EU, and it becomes its own kind of Nazi Germany. And we go against other countries because it could happen. Whoever that might be, I don't know. But think about it when you have speakers and you have all these big shills speaking about the government and the Zionists and all that and the Jews. Yes, they are quite big and quite high up, of course, and they've been exposed, but there's a reason why they've been exposed. There's a reason why they've been exposed, and they want them to be exposed. They're exposing Israel massively at the moment. They're exposing this government and the royal family and the Zionists. Think about it. That's what Hitler did. And that's just, and we know that they run society. They're quite high up in society. They've got them all in the big jobs. The big bankers and CEOs are all Jew. Well, not real Jews, false Jews out there. They just use that to get where they are. But that's just one layer of it. There's other layers, like within Freemasonry and other satanic groups that are alongside it. So they have all these different layers running everything, and they can use one layer and blame one layer for everything. So everyone has that focused on that layer, while the other layers are doing something else in the background. You see what I mean? So I think interest in the UK could, because it's in the movies. It's in the movies. Predictive programming. V for Vendetta set in the UK. It's a dictatorship, communist dictatorship, totally different to what it is today. Same in 1984. So yeah, They could use it. They could use this exposing the government, exposing the Jews and the Zionists and all this to bring in their new agenda. So they expose it in their term to bring in a new government, a new system that's even worse than this system. So we've got to be careful how it's played. You know, we've got to be careful because they are playing so many mind games. So we've got to have all these different scenarios, and you know, we've got to think outside the box because we can see it's been exposed. The media want it to be exposed. They really are putting a bad light on the government and the politics. They're doing that deliberately, guys. Think about why they're doing that. You know, think about where it's going. I'll just point that out. All right, thanks, guys. Oh yeah, and about the video earlier, I didn't mean to call you guys stupid or anything. I don't think I called you stupid. I think it was just like a attention span thing. I just got a bit ahead of myself there, so I do apologise about that. No one's stupid. You know, if you are finding all these videos out, you know, if you're this far on YouTube and you understand what's going on, you're not stupid. You're actually really intelligent. You're more intelligent, and you know you're more aware. Well, not intelligent. It's the wrong word, isn't it? I suppose wise is a better word, and more aware of what's going on than about 95% of the world's population, or even more. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, as soon as you're in the right direction, stay true to yourself and follow your own path. Don't follow other people's paths. You know, take advice, take some different scenarios and ideas, and come up with your own conclusions. You know, don't just come up with one conclusion that everyone else is, because that's what they want in this world. They want everyone thinking the same. Can't think outside the box. Got to all think the same. I'm an open book, me. I'm open to whatever theory. If you've got any theories, you can email me. I've got lifetheoryseeking@gmail.com. Email me. You know, any theory. I don't care how crazy it is. It can be the craziest theory, most wildest theory. I'll read into it. And I don't care. I won't laugh. Because who the fuck knows what this world is? Alright, thanks, guys.